Okay, let's dive right into this. Welcome to today's explainer. If you've ever found yourself staring blankly at a menu, or maybe struggling to just write down a simple grocery list in English, well, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're taking a super practical journey. We're going to travel all the way from the basic, everyday ingredients you probably have sitting in your pantry right now, straight through to the fun part, confidently ordering a full, delicious meal at a restaurant. By the time we wrap up, you'll have the exact vocabulary you need to navigate food and drink like an absolute pro.
So, here's our roadmap for today. First up, everyday food staples. Next, fresh fruits and vegetables. Then, we'll cover common drinks and beverages. Number 4, fast food and dining out. And finally, making offers and ordering. Let's get to it.
Section 1. Everyday food staples. I want you to mentally open your kitchen cupboards right now. What's sitting there? We're talking about the absolute essential building blocks of the meals you probably eat almost every single day. Here we have our most common carbs and proteins. For carbs, we've got bread, rice, and pasta, and for protein, meat and fish. What's kind of cool about these staples is how universal they are, right? But they're also super tied to specific cultures. Like pasta and pizza are obviously famously popular in Italy, while rice is a massive staple in a country like Japan. Knowing these foundational words means you can describe the base of pretty much any meal on the planet.
But before we move on, I've got a quick insider pro tip for you, because this is a really common slip-up. You might be tempted to say, "Can I have a bread?" But in English, bread is what we call an uncountable noun. You literally can't just have a bread. So you always want to ask, "Can I have some bread?" Seriously, master that one tiny detail, and your English is going to sound so much more natural.
Moving right along to Section 2. Fresh fruits and vegetables.
Now that we've got our staples down, let's build some strong visual associations for nature's most colorful ingredients. Think about these two incredibly common, sweet fruits, a crisp green apple and a bright red strawberry. Take a second to really link the concept in your head with the English word, apple, strawberry. These are your everyday snacks, and knowing them right off the bat will help you spot them instantly on a menu or at the grocery store.
Next up, we have the absolute MVP of the fruit bowl, the banana. It's universally loved, right? Super easy to remember. Our source material actually groups this with other common fruits that grow on trees or vines. Think pears, oranges, and grapes. But the banana, that's a true daily essential for sure.
All right, let's shift over to the vegetable patch for a second. Picture some little green peas in their pod and some bright red tomatoes. Notice how these are pretty different from other common veggies you need to know, like your root vegetables, carrots and onions, or fungi, like mushrooms. Grouping your vocabulary like this, the green pods, the red fruits that we totally treat as veggies, the stuff we pull from the dirt, it really helps lock those words into your memory.
Okay, kind of like our bread example from earlier, here is another absolutely crucial grammar tip. When you're talking about fruit in general, like just saying you enjoy eating it, you don't make it plural. Saying "I love fruits" is a super common mistake. The correct way to say it is just "I love fruit." Treat it as one big, singular, uncountable concept. It's a minor tweak, but it makes a massive difference in your fluency. Let's hit Section 3, common drinks and beverages.
Think about your daily routine. When you wake up, when you're grabbing lunch, or when you finally sit down to relax in the evening, what's usually in your glass or your mug? Let's run through the essentials. We've got our morning warm-ups, tea and coffee. Then the cold staples, milk, mineral water, and fruit juice. And of course, for the adults unwinding after a long day, beer and wine. What's fun here is how we customize them. Like, a lot of people add sugar to their coffee to make it sweet. So knowing the base drink is step 1. Knowing how to ask for your specific add-ins, well, that's step 2.
Section 4, fast food and dining out. So we've gathered all our raw ingredients and our drinks. But let's be real, sometimes you just don't want to cook. Enter the takeaway. This is the exact term used when you go to a restaurant or a fast food joint, buy a hot meal, but take it home in a box to eat on your own couch. It's a huge cultural concept in English-speaking countries. You aren't dining in, you're getting a takeaway. So what are we actually grabbing when we get a takeaway? Here are the heavy hitters. We've got hamburgers, classically made from meat. We have hot dogs, which our text wonderfully defines as just a sausage inside a piece of bread. Then there's pizza, and the famous British classic, fish and chips. And a quick vocab reminder here, in this context, chips are just thick pieces of potato perfectly fried. Now, when you're looking at menus, you're definitely going to see this little letter V hanging out in parentheses next to some dishes. That stands for vegetarian. A vegetarian is someone who doesn't eat meat but absolutely does eat vegetables. So, they'd skip that hamburger or hot dog, but they'd be all over a vegetable curry or a mixed salad. It's super important to recognize that symbol so you know exactly what is or isn't in your food.
And finally, Section 5, making offers and ordering.
Let's put all this awesome vocabulary to work. Picture yourself sitting at a nice restaurant. Most menus are structured beautifully into 3 phases. Starters are the small dishes to begin with, like soup or a mixed salad. Main courses are the big plates, like steak with chips or that vegetable curry for our vegetarian friends. And to finish it off, desserts, the sweet treats like chocolate ice cream, apple pie, or a fresh fruit salad using all those fruit words we learned earlier. So you've studied the menu, and the waiter walks up to your table. Before you even order, they might make a polite offer, like, "Would you like some water?" while you decide. That "would you like" is the standard, perfect way to offer something in English. Once you're settled, you're going to hear this classic question almost 99% of the time. Are you ready to order? Take a breath. You've got this. You look up and use this exact phrase. "Yes, I'd like the steak, please." The phrase "I'd like" is the absolute best, most polite way to request your food. It is way better than just demanding, "Give me the steak." It shows respect, and honestly, it just sounds perfectly fluent. But wait, the waiter isn't done. If you order meat, specifically steak, they're always going to follow up with a question about how it should be cooked. How would you like your steak? Rare, medium, or well done? Rare means it's very pink inside, well done means thoroughly cooked all the way through, and medium is right there in the middle. They might also ask you to pick your sides right here, maybe offering a choice between chips or new potatoes. Then they might make another offer. Would you like some drinks? Here's another perfect, natural phrase to lock in. I'll have a. In this case, I'll have a Coke, please. Or bring back our earlier vocab, I'll have a mineral water, please. Or I'll have a fruit juice. It's an incredibly versatile phrase. Fast forward. The meal is over, you're full, and the waiter asks if everything was all right. You want to be polite, right? So you say, "Thank you, it's delicious." And to wrap the whole thing up so you can head home, you ask the ultimate concluding question. "Could I have the bill, please?" The bill is just the piece of paper showing how much you owe. Throw that phrase down and you have successfully navigated a full restaurant experience from start to finish. We've covered a ton of ground today, from the staples in your pantry to paying the bill after a great meal. But listen, the only way this vocabulary is actually going to stick is if you make it personal. So I'm leaving you with this one question. What are your favorite foods and drinks? Seriously, think about it right now. Try to answer it in your head using the English words we just went over. Would you order a fast food hamburger or a vegetarian starter? Keep practicing, keep visualizing those ingredients, and I promise you'll be ordering with absolute confidence in no time. Thanks so much for learning with me today.